Hi guys, welcome back to another Timeless reading. This is for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. I almost said 2023. I'm pulling from the Game of Thrones tarot cards. I got the deck there. I got it off of Amazon. I think they're going for like $20 now, if not better, but really good deck. Really great definitions, great pictures, especially if you're a fan of the show. So definitely check that one out. I don't know if Amazon still has sales going on or if they have anything for Valentine's Day. I have no idea. But what a great gift to get someone that's a Game of Thrones fan and maybe into tarot. So we start off with the Nine of Coins. I feel like opportunity coming in. We've been getting some knockings of this opportunities, gifts big and small. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I feel kind of stupid thinking Yahweh and Yeshua when I get things. And I'm like, it's kind of trivial, you know what I mean? But, it's like when you open yourself to being more thankful, my youngest reminds me of this all the time. Be thankful for the food, you know what I mean? Be thankful for the groceries, bills being paid and stuff. So it's just like, I love the fact that he reminds me of that because it's things that easily slip my mind. You know what I mean? It's like, where we were before, like that. I told you about that post I got on my For You page. Like where you live now is what you prayed for once upon a time. And it's so true. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just like, there's little things here and there, but I feel like we get uncomfortable sometimes because it's like just a reminder this is a temporary situation, that something else is coming down the line, because they see how exhausted I was. Like I definitely was getting burnt out there over Christmas. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I just like, I need some time to recuperate. Like it was just, I'm grateful because it's just like, the situations were great, but I was definitely tired. It's just, that's what I'm saying. Like this time right now, if you find yourself sleeping a little bit more, it's like take it, because you know what I mean? Things are going to start picking up again and you're just like, damn, why would it was so quiet? Why did I complain? I do this all the time. I feel like with the Nine of Coins, I feel like concentrating on your financial endeavors. Funny enough, when I was pulling this card, I got the Lovers in reverse and the Emperor in reverse. So I feel like maybe some of you, because the cards did say like around March, there was a love relationship coming in. But I feel like there's something more you need to concentrate on. It was the Page of Cups. So I feel like maybe you have young ones around you and they're going through an emotional situation, you know what I mean? Where it's just like you need to put your energy somewhere else right now. Maybe it was going to come in. That's why I always say like tarot is guidance, because you're being, you know what I mean? They know who you are. The universe knows who you are, whomever you believe in, Yahweh, Yeshua, Divine Creator, Gaia, Mother Earth. It's just like, they see the things we're trying to bring in, but at the same time, it's just like, they know where your heart is. They know where your soul is. They're like, you know what? We could bring this in, but it's going to take away from this situation. I'm more hyper vigilant about certain situations now, because it's just like, and I even talked to certain people about that. It's just because this happened before, you know what I mean? I'm like, how did I let that get past me? And I'm just like hyper vigilant now. And I annoy people. Like they've come out and said so much, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to, let this happen twice. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm like a freaking helicopter parent, mom, friend, whatever situation it is. It's like I'm being more vigilant. I'm not allowing that to just slip through my fingers again. So I feel like with the Nine of Coins, it's just like, opportunities coming in. I definitely feel like something coming in there. Some of the financial endeavors. I see a contract, so this could be either like signing a lease. I feel like someone may be buying a home. I know the interest rates keep coming down. You know what I mean? Some still like, just with certain situations in life, when you have to restart again or something like that, you may have to, the nest egg that you had is gone now, you know what I mean? Or you're like rebuilding it again. But I feel like there's going to be somehow, some way that there's going to be an opportunity for you able to afford this. Six of Cups, I feel like as you get these blessings, the universe knows that when they bless you with a gift, they know that you don't sit there and squander it. You don't sit there, we got the Four of Coins here, hanging on to everything in fear of losing it. I feel like a lot of us still I definitely have post-traumatic stress disorder. I talk a lot about this with someone that I was reading for her, and then we end up so close, and it's just like, I was saying, like, on my For You page, it's like, never sit there and take for granted those people that are always there for you. Like, you know what I mean? And I know this one person, I'm just like, always like, hey, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. Like, me, I was kind of like, you know what I mean? with the holidays and everything, I was just like, I know that they have, certain people in their life that are only around for so many days or so many weeks. And I'm like, I don't want to take away from that. So I'm like, I could talk to them anytime. And I'm like, I'm always like a text message away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's gone. Like, hey, you want to kiki? You want to talk? What's going on? Vent, whatever. You know what I mean? That's what we love about each other. It's just, we're always there for each other. And she knows that. Like, she knows if I'm not, blowing up her phone, it's because I know she has people around her that, need her full attention right now that I know mean a lot to her. So it's just like kind of let her do her thing. You know what I mean? But I feel like with the Six of Cups, I feel like she's the same way as well. Where it's just like if we're able to help out certain situations, I always say there to Yahweh Yeshua, if I'm not sure where to give those charitable dollars to, like it's just like they'll put it in my path. Emily Sky had posted someone unfortunately, he's battling brain cancer. I was like, hey, what a great cause to give to. And I told my kids that too, because they sometimes, people they follow, they'll post things. I'm like, yeah, just, even Shane was the same way. He's like, hey, this is coming up. He's like, what do you think about it? I'm like, yeah, here's some money. Throw this on it too. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, like, why not? I feel like it's a great cause. It spoke to your heart. Obviously, that's why you brought it up to me. So let's, you know what I mean? So he definitely would do that. He was definitely a big giver at work. And when he would be driving to work, he would see, unfortunately, people in unfortunate situations. And he's like, I'll always take, the change that we get when we go out. He's like, I'll sit there and give him whatever change I have. And I'm like, see? I'm like, you get opportunities and you could drive by them. You could sit there and turn up your Audible book or whatever you're doing, listening to rock music or something. I'm like, you could sit there and crank your music, ignore them, but he doesn't. He's like, I give it to them all week. He goes, when he knows he's given all week when he has no change left. It's like, damn, that guy cleaned me out. I'm like, but you know what? He knows when he sees you, if that's his meal for the day, he knows he's going to eat because he knows you're coming, So I was just like, you don't know how you're really affecting someone's life. You know what I mean? Especially in those kind of situations. Sometimes, unfortunately, we got, addiction is a crazy disease. Maybe not even addiction. Maybe they just, God forbid, like, they lost their job. They, couldn't afford the rent. They're on the street and they're just, that could be food for their family. You never know. So it's just like, he's not a sucker either. Shane is a very good reader of people. I find my son's the same way. We have the star card again. We were just talking about this after a time of chaos. So, like I was just saying, it was very chaotic over 2 weeks there. I thought it would be a lot quieter. I was just like, oh, could get this done. None of it got done. So, it's just, you know what I mean? Just picking at it now. I feel like shining the light. I feel, we just came out of Hanukkah. One of the greatest symbolisms of, like, in darkness, the light gets brighter and brighter and brighter. Even, like, when it's a new moon. It gives the stars an opportunity to showcase what they're capable of and their beauty and their light. It's just, I'm in awe. Like, I'll sit there and I'll walk sunny or I'm shoveling the driveway and just to take a moment to, just take a step back and appreciate the night sky, It's just, I feel like it's overlooked a lot of the time. But I feel like a time, she, in this sense, Sansa had to light the candle for someone to come help her. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is turning to the light to ask for help. Maybe you're struggling mentally. Maybe, you know what I mean, you're going through something and it's like, your people, you know what I mean? Hopefully you have some people. If you don't, it's like we always overlook our loved ones, that are around us, but also the ones that are like in the spiritual form, or whom your belief system is. They always, you read these passages where it's like they don't want you to turn to humans. They want you to turn to Yahweh Yeshua or whomever you believe in. So I feel like it's, again, following your instincts, following your higher self. You know what I mean? It's just, it's easy to give into the shadow side. I find myself doing that today because of a certain situation. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let this rob me of my peace. I'm going to do exactly like my youngest son told me, like, pray on it, So I keep praying on it. That's the biggest thing to do. That we don't realize how powerful prayer is. You know what I mean? So, he's right about that. And it's like, keep praying on the situation. Be as supportive as possible. I'm annoying to the point of being supportive, so he's so much have said that you're being annoying, but I'd rather be annoying but not be present. You know what I mean? So again, Ace of Coins going along with the Knight of Coins, like, financial endeavors, but I also feel like this is watching your coin, recuperating from the holidays. Some of us sit there and save and then, don't touch nothing because we have this money that, like you put aside for certain things. That's where I end up doing, like, I ended up working extra hours because I know, like, especially when, Mother's Day starts, like, that's the start of festivities. Mother's Day, the kids' birthdays. Last year was graduations. This year, thank God, there's not so much of graduations, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like birthdays, and then they're saying anniversaries. Well, Shane's anniversary is on the 27th and PJ's, but it's just, you know what I mean? I feel like they're saying like the Ace of Coins. This is like, again, saying more opportunity. I feel like opportunity to make more money. So I feel like, a lot of us, especially if you're starting out, like, they're talking about getting your own tarot deck. That's why they're saying like, share astrology answers, exactly how I learned. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like you keep repeating, you know what I mean? It's just like when you put your energy into your faith, your workout, your diet, whatever you're putting your energy into, you will see it flourish. But it takes discipline. We might not have the discipline every day, but as long as they see that we're putting our energy into something, some days it's better than others. Sometimes I'll get one post like. Sometimes I'll post and I don't even think you know what I mean? The ones that I don't think are going to get anything get the most likes. You know what I mean? So it's, just keep going at it, wherever you speak to. But I feel like, you're kind of shocked, which you shouldn't be because you probably prayed on it or manifested it. But I feel like it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? I never thought I would get to this point because, you know what I mean? You go through the struggles and, you know what I mean? It took you a while. That's why I like true people that been posting for years. Like I like Lovely Mimi. She's like, you go back and it's like, now that I've liked her, I subscribed to her YouTube page, and now all of her older videos are coming up and I'm like, oh my God, look at her children. They're so young. But you see where she's posting for a long time. And now you see, like, because a lot of the times we see these people when they have their glow up, you know what I mean? But you see that she's put the time, work, blood, sweat, and tears to get to the point she is. And that's what I love about her, is because she's authentic. And I feel like that's where a lot of people, they're like, ooh, why do so many people like them? It's like, because they are real. They're, they say like a girl's girl, but they're like, you know what I mean? They're authentic. And it's like, I could relate to a lot of this stuff, where she had to start over in life with, kids and, a new partner and stuff like that. It's just like, I haven't reached that stage, but you know what I mean? Restarting over with kids and hustling and, do the grind, you know what I mean? Encourage our kids to do things, differently than we did because, we don't want to see our kids go through the struggle. You know what I mean? So I feel like at the Ace of Coins, I feel like this is something that, you've been putting your blood, sweat, and tears into, and you didn't expect to get this. You know what I mean? It could be like a tip out of nowhere. It could be like a blessing out of nowhere. But you know what I mean? I feel like someone you had an interaction with, you know what I mean? As a thank you or something like that. But I feel like you're just kind of like, damn, like, I'm here, but don't forget, this is once upon a time what you prayed for, and you don't be a gatekeeper. You know what I mean? Like, you sit there and hold the door. That's why I'm like, hey, go to Astrology Answers, Tarot Deck Meeting. You know what I mean? They have great definitions in the positive and the reverse. I know some people only read in the positive position. That's their thing. But it's just like, if I could sit there and encourage someone to get, if they feel drawn to get a tarot card, that's why I say don't get obsessed with it. If, some people pull every day. Everybody's different. But, sit there and learn to trust your intuition. Learn to trust your higher self. That voice inside, the positive one, not the negative one. We have the Fool, a new endeavor. So this is, again, where you see Tyrion, there's a dragon behind him. Very mystical creature. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just like you're, a very Hierophant energy where it's just like, you're heading into this new endeavor. They're showing the wild heart from the Enchanted Forest. It's like you're starting and there's something mystical, you know what I mean? So there's something with you, like maybe a past loved one, or transformed loved one, as I like to say it. Like, it's a temporary separation in the physical form. But it's like there's something around you guiding you, your higher self, Yahweh Yeshua, divine creator, guide, Mother Earth. But I feel like this is where it's just like, you feel like, look at the look on his face. He's like, okay, I'm going into the unknown, but it's like, I have some sort of peace with me, kind of like where this comes in with the Ace of Coins. It's like, if you really sit there, and Sunny's given some confirmation here, that, you really did that. You put the blood, sweat, and tears into it. Like, you're the one that got yourself, you're the one that sat there and, everybody else is partying and this and that, but you're there sitting there putting your energy into things. So it's like, yeah, you can sit there and, I'm not trying to downgrade anyone that goes out and has a good time. Go have your good time. The way I see it is like, I could sit at home, if and I'm a lightweight now, I don't drink like I used to. Like, I could drink back in the day, but, it's like, it was a good time then, but, I got kids now. You know what I mean? It's different now. If I want to have a drink to relax my muscles is one thing, but at least I'm with them. Let's play video games. Let's watch a movie. Let's, you know what I mean? Let's have fun. Like, let's go for a walk in nature. You know what I mean? It's like I could be utilizing that time a lot better, but I feel like, I don't know, man. I really like that. It's just like something comes in, you're just like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of in shock. You're shook by it, The Empress again. So the Star and the Empress are repeat cards that we have from yesterday, and the Empress is being patient. This time she's not in a seated position. But like Danny is this, like, you know what I mean? She's just like seen as the change. She's seen as a savior in a kind of way. So, she was a freer of chains. You know what I mean? A lot of us are sent here to be the freer of this generational trauma. So our children don't endure this, because, I don't know about those generations, man. Obviously we didn't walk in their footsteps, so we can't charge too harshly, but it's like, damn. You know what I mean? It's just, even my son says that. He's like, not everybody is strong like you, Mom. And I'm like, I get that. Like, you know what I mean? And I never want my kids to know those struggles, That's why I'm just like, telling them, that's your passion. Put your energy into your passion. Don't be wasting up your energy. So these cards came up separately, like I told you. They had the Lovers in reverse and they had the Emperor in reverse, and I feel like it's like someone was coming in here, or there's like a situation that has changed. That's why I say, like, this is open to interpretation. It's guidance. I feel like, as we keep moving forward, every day things are changing. So I feel like instead of kind of splitting your energy and putting it into a new situation, it's like, this one calls for it more. The universe sees that. So I feel like that's why they're like, not a love relationship right now. Or maybe someone you're interested. Maybe they met someone over the holidays or something. Or maybe they've changed their mind. So like the 4 of coins, it's like, I feel like, because he's sitting patiently, definitely with the 9 of coins and the Ace of coins, it's like sitting patiently and watching it come in. I don't feel like you really have to do anything here. But I also feel like you've made they're playing Cardi B, money moves, where it's just like, you don't have to do the things that you used to in the past because you were smart, you know what I mean? Maybe you've learned the lesson, you broke the chain of like, the lack of, you know what I mean? And you're like, it starts and begins with me. Am I willing to put the energy in to bring in more financial abundance? Sitting there and believing in your abilities, like, you know what I mean? Like, the first time I got encouraged to do a live on IG, I was very nervous, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know how this is gonna go. And then, I still feel that way. I feel like that's what humbles you. Like, even when I do readings for people, and I've read for them for a while, like, even I was talking about yesterday, the gentleman I read for like 3 hours, and I was talking to him on Friday. I'm like, I haven't read for you in almost a year. So it's just like, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. We have the 9 of Cups. I feel this is funny enough. Like, I got a channel message, what was it? Like, gain knowledge, get knowledge was the word. I talked about this yesterday. I love the fact that Sam, we know he's an intellect. We know that he goes to the library and he learns more. Like, he's not afraid he knows that he's not a fighter. He's a lover, but he uses his brain power. And I feel like with the 9 of Cups, it's like, everything's lining up beautifully. But I feel, again, Spirit talked about this last year, before, like, we were moving and stuff and everything was, like, really chaotic last year. But, you know what I mean? Gaining knowledge. And they were saying, like, some of you are going back to your faith. Like, maybe this is, but learning in a way where you resonate with it. Not the way that your parents, like, you know what I mean? Because a lot of parents sit there and, like, like, not to bring up, garbage, but, we used to get hit with the Bible, not by my mother, but, this piece of garbage in our life. But it's like, you know what I mean? It puts a negative kind of depiction on faith. You know what I mean? And the best thing I ever saw in Grey's Anatomy is, April. She sat there and she said, you should see the Bible or any spiritual book that you read as like guidance. You know what I mean? I read it as a single woman. I read it as a married woman, a mother, a widow. It's just like, it resonates differently with you. You know what I mean? It speaks to you in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like anytime that I finish reading the Torah, I go back, it's like I'm picking up on something different. You know what I mean? Or it's something that needed to stand out to me at that time to guide me whatever situation I'm going through. So that's why I feel like it's like, gaining knowledge. They're like, get knowledge, So I feel like for some of us, you know what I mean? There's certain things that I wanted to learn. certain things I wanted to do. And I feel like they're saying, like, you will be successful in this. But it's just like when I started reading cards, Deborah Silverman was offering free classes. You know what I mean? And I would love to become a certified astrologist. She does a class for 6 weeks, but there's no way I could take 6 weeks out of my life to just concentrate on that. But not right now. Down the road, hopefully, by the grace of God. But you know what I mean? It's just like, get knowledge. It's like, surround yourself, your For You pages, everything, just with things that you want to learn. You know what I mean? Nothing's saying that you can't just watch it just to laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I like Lovely Mimi. You know what I mean? Just to see her kids and, like, joking around and her partner and, you know what I mean? Like, her and Raina, like, you know what I mean? Just kikiing and having fun. Like, it puts a smile on your face. It kind of turns off your brain and gives it a rest and, from everything that's going on up there and makes you laugh. You know what I mean? That's what I was talking about. Like, art, it turns off your brain. Like, one of my favorite things I talked about was doing custom dolls. It wasn't for sale or anything like that. It was just for me. I just love turning on music and just being in the moment and being creative. And I feel like, working out sometimes, you turn on music, you do that. I would watch TV and do it, but, you just hear the music and it just moves you. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's just, I feel like this is laying the foreground. They're showing like the three, I think it's the 3 of Wands in this one. No, it's the 3 of Pentacles in this deck. But it's like laying the skeleton, the framework down for a house. So I feel like you're laying down the framework for something here. And that's what I've been telling my kids. I'm like, lay down the framework for where you want to go to. Because this is going to get you there, Again, confirming 8 of Coins. Hard work is going to get you to the places that you want to, people, places, and things you want to get to. No one said it's going to be easy, That's why I love people where you see that they've been posting for a long time, but then they start coming across your For You page. You don't see all that. You just see them to the point of, they've reached that Ace of Coins part where it's just like, damn, like I really did that because, they talk about it. I remember when I used to write this person, I'm like, let me sample your product. Let me be a spokesperson. I'm talking about Christy. Oh my gosh, what's her last name? She has the 3 cats on TikTok. Christy, she lives in Nashville. What is her last name? Oh my gosh. I always mess up her last name. But she's funny. Like, you know what I mean? And she's real. Like, she suffers through mental illness. She lost someone in her family. I totally resonate with that. And I get it. You know what I mean? Some days are better than others, But it's real. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where a lot of us resonate is like real life. Like we love to see like the glitz and glamour of everything. But we also see like, they're real people. They're not just, and again, we're only seeing a window of their life where you don't see the whole picture. But again, temperance, gaining knowledge. So I feel like this is where, because temperance is strength that has gained their wings. They're, spring. So I have, so Sonny and his toys. I have a flower that's blooming on my windowsill. And it's this beautiful, and usually by Passover, it's in full bloom with its flowers. Last year by accident, I drowned it. So try not to do that this year. Really, Sonny? And I just feel like it's like leading to spring. Surround yourself, the days are getting longer. There's more sunlight. Get yourself outside into the fresh air. You don't have to be cooped up. Like right now it's warm out, so it's like, we have the windows open. Get some fresh air in the house, Don't let it be stagnant. We definitely get a lot of candle, a lot of fire, fiery energy. Maybe you need to light some candles. Candles may be something, like fire may be something you resonate with. It's like, if you're able to have a bonfire, maybe it's like, sit there, get your recyclables, or like maybe have like, some, branches or something that you had cut down before the winter came, or, you just were doing some yard cleanup and it's like, have yourself a nice fire, But I feel like, again, temperance, gaining knowledge. I feel like, you know what I mean? Is this going back to, I don't feel like so much going back to school. I feel like it is like school though in a lot of ways. Bailey, I feel like he changed his name to. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but he even said that, like he went to college and he's like, he's sitting there and he's educating himself on like nutrition and supplements and everything like that. He's a spokesperson now for Buck. And he was talking about that. He's like, when you really have passion for something, it's just like school. You sit there and you'll do the research. You'll you'll sit there and put all your time and energy into it because that's something that really resonates with you. And I feel like that's where they're really losing the mark in education now in schools. It's like you need to sit there, like my kids know that, like they have to do the things they have to do because that's what it's called for. But at the same time, it's like they educate themselves and they sit there and they learn through trials and tribulations and the stuff that they're passionate about, painting and stop motion, film, whatever it is, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's what we need to teach them. You know what I mean? When you're passionate about something, there's nothing that will stop you. You know, even if you, try and it doesn't work out the way you thought, I don't take it as a fail because I'm like, at least you tried. You sat there, you tried, you didn't like it. You know what I mean? It's like, how many times have I done that? When I was a surrogate, I'm like, I'm going to start getting something going. So when this is done, I have some, you know what I mean? I have something that I could go to. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I tried different things and I'm like, nah, didn't speak to my heart. Like I say all the time, at the end of the day, I got to be able to look myself in the mirror and answer to God. So that's what I'm saying. Temperance. I'm not sure if this is me reading another spiritual book or if this is like, cause I got one I should be reading, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Sometimes, like, when you're going through it at work, you're just like, I need time to woos out and turn off my brain. Wheel of Fortune, things moving forward. That's what I get with that Ace of Coins there. It's like, this is just going to, I feel like you're just like, whoa. Like, you know what I mean? This is something we talked about. Like, I always do that with my vision board. It's just like, whoa, man. Like, it just came out of no, that's exactly how it feels. When we sat there, I was about to go on to work, and I was waiting for it, I was standing up so my legs aren't, I'm not sitting all the time, it's like, everything's flowing properly. And all of a sudden I got this call and I wasn't going to answer it. And someone's just like, answer it. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it was where we're living now. She's just like, are you still interested? Yes, I am. My mom's like, I got the same call. I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? They're just updating the list. And then I got another follow-up call and she's just like, can you come in for an interview? I was like, yeah, just let me figure out a time and everything, and it just like one thing after another. Just, this is why they're saying, you'll sit there and all of a sudden you'll see everything just start going and falling into its place. These are the things you wanted. This is why I always tell people, it's like when I read for you, it may not resonate now, but it may resonate later. Like the person I read for, I always talked about construction boots, pouring concrete, a rosary with flowers on it. He's like, none of this makes sense to me. And then he messaged me like months later. And he's like, you'll never guess what. He's like, those three things. He's like that they work in construction, they pour cement, their work boots are by the front. He was taking me pictures and showing me all of it, and I appreciate that. Like there's nothing more satisfying or I guess you're thankful for it, that when people affirm what you said, because it's like, what I tell you may not resonate right now. Another person, the one that I was talking about that we've really clicked with, it's just like, she's like, remember they said that? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, thank God it wasn't you. I'm like, no offense. I said, I'm grateful it wasn't you. And she's like, yeah. Like, she's like, remember that? I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, I was like, hey, be careful because of this. And, because sometimes she's got a lot of people around her that she cares about. And it's just like, they had said it was her. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, like, be careful. And sure enough, like, it happened to someone around her. But she had happened to, like, kind of be, like, a bystander of it. You know what I mean? Drove off, and she's just like, whoa. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. But that's what I feel like with this Ace of Coins. It's just, like, you know what I mean? It's just things that you manifested that you wanted to see happen. You showed Yahweh, Yeshua, the universe, divine creator, guide, and Mother Earth, that you wanted this. You're putting the hard work in. And then exactly like I keep saying, all of a sudden, you'll just see one thing after another, boom, 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 all fall in place, and you're just like, whoa. And I feel like that's why the star card keeps coming out. With the one situation with myself, my son's like, Mom, keep praying on it. You know what I mean? And it's like the power of prayer, manifesting. It's all these different things. It's like we definitely hold the key. They're showing the garden and the gate from the energy oracle cards, where she has the key around her neck. It's like you can't sit there and lay in bed and expect things to change. We got to put the hard work in. Maybe you sacrifice your sleep. Maybe you you rather sit there and be with your kids watching a movie, or, you skip out on an event or something that you wanted to go to, but it's just like, you know what? I can sit there and do the hard work now, and I can enjoy everything else later, And that's what I love, lovely Mimi. She talks about that. She's like, I sat there and it's just like, I couldn't go to my daughter's ballet classes. I couldn't go to, my son's basketball tournament, this and that. But she was putting in the hard work And now her kids are enjoying the fruits of her labors, you know? So I feel like this is encouragement. I feel like someone's doing hairstyling. There's a girl that I don't even know her name, but you know, I love her energy. I love the way she treats her clients, because that's the way I treat my client. I hate using the word client. You know what I mean? Like my tribe, you know what I mean? So it's just like, that's the way I treat them. And they know that. People that I've been reading for years, they know how I treat them and how I respect them, because it's just like they could go to anyone and they still choose to come to me. So it's like, you know, they know how I am. So, you know, just keep working hard. I feel like that's definitely it. If you have a time where you feel like nothing's going on, everything is going on. I really definitely feel like something's going to come in here that's going to really knock your socks off. It's really going to shock you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this timeless reading from the Game of Thrones tarot cards. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next timeless reading.